being a Detroit Lions fan is not meant for the weak. We have been beaten. We have been battered. We have been 0-16 with a quarterback who runs out of the end zone and is now talking on ESPN how no quarterbacks are good nowadays. It's not fun most of the time. Now that we have gotten good in recent years, I think it is my responsibility as the ambassador for the Lions Digest channel to remind both Lions fans as well as the entire football community how many times the Lions have not been so lucky. Welcome back to Lions Digest. My name is Brian. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Why am I talking about this? Well, to sum it up, there was that call against the Rams in last week's game. There was the touchdown that was clearly not a touchdown. It was so baffling that even the commentators didn't understand what was happening. Clearly, they have not been Lions fans because all of us knew exactly what was happening. This is same old Lions. Hell, even Stafford on the other team probably knew what was happening because he's been a part of a few of these that I'm going to list off right here. Now, I have a list of my top 5 worst calls in a game. What makes a bad call? There's a few factors. There is the time, there's the place, there's the meaning of each of these calls. Now, needless to say, each of the games that I have picked out here were losses in the end of the day, and I've tried to keep games that were close enough in score to where these plays and these impactful plays definitely had an impact on the output of the game. Unlike the Rams play that happened last weekend, I don't think that had too much of an impact on the game. Did we lose by a touchdown? Yes, but semantics. Needless to say, we're going to get right into this. We're going to start with the holiday cheer. It's holiday season, so why don't we start with some holiday cheer? Going back to Thanksgiving Day, Texans versus Lions, 2012. It pains me. We're going to have a tough video. It's going to be a tough one, but we're going to get through it, me and you out there today. 2nd and 10, 6 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. Justin Forsett scores an 81-yard touchdown after this. Now, if you guys aren't familiar, we don't show videos here, but I'll explain to you what happens. This happens at around the 28, 29-yard line, if I'm not mistaken. It's about 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. He's down. There was a Lions player touching them. There was 2, in fact. His elbow goes down, and in just a moment, his shin would go down, his knee would go down. Play's dead. It is over. All the Lions think it's over. He gets up, and he runs to the end zone. No fault to the running back. I was always taught you go until the whistle. So does he. Now, what is more baffling is that the replay shows that this man is down. Yet, not only is the play, okay, touchdown, no big deal, but also the lovely Jim Schwartz, who was the coach at that time, threw a challenge flag. And apparently this is not a challengeable call because it's the right call. And we even lost 15 yards on the kickoff too. We would later go on to lose this game 34-31, a field goal away. As you guys can see, that third quarter touchdown from the Houston Texans was the decider in this game, even though we won by a field goal. Or we lost by a field goal, sorry. I mean, I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it to this day. And if you guys are thinking that's some BS, don't you worry. Because we're going to skip a few years to the Lions versus the Broncos in 2015. In fact, I'm going to change up the camera a little bit here. Keep it tight. Keep it fun. 2015, Lions versus Broncos. Demaryius Thomas reaches out to try and get the first down. Great play, right? Ooh. Well, he actually makes a little bit of a mistake here. The very next moment, he actually fumbles the ball. Well, we pick it up. We score a touchdown. Oh my gosh, we got the lead. This is, we're going to win the game. This is towards the end of the game. We need this. This is great. This is when Peyton Manning was on the Broncos. This is when they would go to the Super Bowl, actually. This is a great play. Oh my God, oh my God. Well, you remember how the last play, in fact, I'll show you guys. Remember how this play was not ruled down by contact? Well, evidently, he's down. Is his knee down? No. Is his elbow down? No. The ball, you can see, I tried to pick the exact frame where it becomes loose. And as you can see, no part of his body is down, yet the play would be called back, ruled down by contact, taking away not only a fumble, but a touchdown return. We would then lose this game 23-12, a little more than a touchdown. But if you think about it like this, they would go down and score on that play. That is a 14-point swing. From this fumble recovery to what they would end up doing, who knows what could have happened. 2015, that's when they went to the Super Bowl. Does Peyton Manning not go to the Super Bowl in 2015? I don't know. But we're moving on. We're going to be good sports. We're moving on about this. We're getting to a new camera angle, too. Next one. It's a more recent one. You guys are probably going to remember this bad boy. I definitely remember this bad boy. We're going back to Thanksgiving. That's absolutely right. Packers, Lions, second game of the season. We got mollywopped in the first game. This was our revenge game. This was the game that could decide our destiny going forward. We could have been much more in control of our own fate. Now we have a lot more exterior factors going on, but it could all be summed up in one play exactly right here. 4th and 1. As you can see, they got 1 yard to go. They are on the 2-yard line of the end zone. They're going for it on 4th down. Everyone's taking over from Dan Campbell's playbook. Not surprised, especially how good we are. No big deal. 4th and 1. As you can see, the offensive lineman is clearly false started right here, as you can see. You can also see in the top left-hand corner of the screen, there is no timeout. There is no call. And yet, in the very next play, you are going to see the right tackle be about 1.5 yards false start. Ball is not snapped. Call for a timeout. This is the exact frame. I took it down to the exact frame where Matt LaFleur calls a timeout to the referee, which, if you guys don't know the rule, you physically have to go like that. You have to call a timeout. If you call timeout, that's not called a timeout. You have to, with intent, go up to the referee, make the action, as well as say the word timeout. Well, this is more important. You don't have to say the word timeout, but you say it like that. It helps. That's not happening right here. I mean, I'm going right back to it. That's not happening. There's no frame in which I'm so irate. Even my computer doesn't want me to show it. It's so. What are we doing here? Where's the timeout? They would later. This would change it from a 4th and 1 to a 4th and 6. Most likely kick a field goal. Shockingly enough, we would end up losing this game 31-24. We lose it by a touchdown. Interesting. It was also a bad call earlier in the game on a catch that definitely was not a catch, but we'll get to that later because we're talking about something that probably I don't have to explain. You know what? It's not even probably. I know I don't have to explain to Lions fans. I hate doing this. I hate doing this. We're going to have to do it. Dallas Cowboys. 2015 wildcard game. Man, 2015 was not the year to be a Lions fan. Oh my goodness gracious. Despite everything, we actually make it to the playoffs, which in my lifetime could not imagine. In 2008, remember, we went 0-16. A few years later, we're making a wild card run playing America's team. What could possibly go wrong? 4th quarter. I can tell you what goes wrong. 4th quarter. We have the ball. About 8 minutes left to go in the game. We are down by a score, about 3 points. Matthew Stafford throws the ball to my man Pettigrew. Clear pass interference by 59. You guys can see it right there. The ball is not even a yard away from him, and he's already got him basically tackled. Basically a war crime at this present moment. You can see it right there. They even see it. The refs are, oh my God, they threw the flag. Oh my God, it's going to be spot of the foul. We're going to get a chance to go down and score. This could be the game. We're going. Are we going? Are we going all the way? Oh my God. Are the line? Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson, we're going all the way? Oh my God. Nope. For whatever reason, you know how they never do this anymore? You know how they never pick up flags? They never do that anymore. This year they've done a little bit more of it. They never did that. In 2015, that was unheard of. You don't pick up flags. You never do that. Why would you pick up a flag on something so clear and obvious like this, where, again, even the commentators are saying, oh my gosh, this is going to be great. They're not even considering the idea that this would not stand. The referees would pick up the flag. Lions would lose this game 24-20. Dallas would go down and score. After this drive, after the Lions are forced to punt, as this was a third down throw, our playoff hopes would have to wait a few more years. Now, this next one, our final one, this is my top one. Now, a lot of people might rank this Pettigrew non-pass interference, or I should say pass interference picked up flag, as the worst call in Lions history. And I wouldn't disagree with you. You know, I wouldn't argue with you, let's say. I can see where you're coming from. This next one's a little bit more personal to me. You guys all know it. We're going 2010 season opener, Lions versus Bears. This is going to be a tough one. All right, we're going to get through it together, boys. We got this. Okay. 27 I can't even talk. That's how choked up I'm getting. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Megatron goes up for a game-winning touchdown catch. He catches the ball. Oh, my God. Are the Lions going all the way? It's 2010. This is just 2 years after the 0-16 season. We are done. We are brand new Lions. We are going to win this game. Oh, my God. With the Bears, remember, this is when they were good. We're going to win this game. And this would then start, in my opinion, the most annoying time in NFL history, in my lifetime. He did not complete the process of the catch. Yes, the thing that annoyed football fans for years started with the Detroit Lions in 2010 in the Chicago Bears Stadium. Years of football time wasted on meaningless replays about did he or did they not complete the process of the catch. Oh my goodness, great. It was rampant throughout the season. This was the first time. Many call this the Johnson rule or the Calvin rule, depending on who you talk to. It's a sad sight to see, to be honest with you. And as I mentioned, a personal note for me. I'll get a little bit closer up for you guys. So this was, in fact, the first time as a child that I experienced what I would now know for the remainder, or I guess for the next 10 years of my life, from 2010 to 2020, known as the Lions luck. This is the first time. I remember sitting on the couch with my dad, and we watched that game. I got excited when Calvin Johnson caught that ball, and then eventually, boom, he said, hey, he's been a Lions fan a lot longer than I have. He knows the drill. He said, hey, hold on now. It's the Lions. And this is what we got. Man, this still to this day, it hurts me to even look at it. I spent some time in some Chicago bars, and I'll always ask Chicago fans. They'll come to me, and there was a couple I've met at the game, and that were at this game, and they said they walked away from that game looking at each other saying, what is going on? These are Bears fans, mind you. These were Bears fans that won the first game of the season. That's the best way to start a season. There's literally not a better way to start. They're looking around. They're going, what are we doing here? We should be 0-1. Why are we 1-0? Man, that one hurts the soul. What do you guys think of my rankings? What do you guys think of my top 5 plays, the worst calls in Lions history? Now, of course, this is not meant to excuse the Lions play, because don't get me wrong, the first person that's going to tell you that a Lion is not performing, a Lions team is not performing, are going to be Lions fans. All right, we went 0-16. All right, we know what a bad team looks like. But it is also important to look at the facts. And the facts are, we've been pretty unlucky. It might make you feel better about going into this season, knowing that maybe our luck has turned around. We've definitely gotten a few calls coming our way. I'm looking at you, Buccaneers game. There was some weird calls. It felt weird to be on the other side. Let me know. Do you agree with my top 5 worst call plays? Do you have any plays that you think of when you think of the worst Lions calls out there? Or if you're not a Lions fan, what are some of your team's worst blown calls? Saints, Rams, I hear you. I hear you. Don't worry. I hear you. Let me know in the comments down below. As always, thank you guys for watching. A little bit of a newer video, newer type of video, more conversational. Let me know what you guys think of it. As always, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. That way you get notifications every single time that we post here on Lions Digest. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.